to Rated G TV. My name is Glennis, and you guys know you can always call me G. I'm glad you're back and you're tuning in. Now today I am going to get into a little bit of TV review here. Today's show review will be Ready to Love Season 3. Now, just a little backstory about me and Ready to Love. I've been a huge fan of the show since Season 1. It's not a lot of black dating shows on TV that is focused in the 30 and up age range. You know, some of those shows are more geared to the younger audience and more people that do not look like me. Ready to Love, they look like me. Now, Season 3 started off with a casting special. Now, just a little bit about it is that it is called Ready to Love Last Resort. So basically, they took about 20 singles in Houston, Texas, and placed them all in one resort. Now, if you've ever watched this show before, then you know that most of the times the show, Season 1 and Season 2, they were based here. Yes, I'm here in Atlanta. I'm assuming that this time they put everyone in one resort to pick out and date and experience the dating journey that way. One thing I do want to say is that I hope the show does not lose its essence that we've grown to love in Season 1 and Season 2, which is what I said before, that everything was based on their real life, work life and their dating life, and they were balancing out like the real world. I am going to go ahead and get into the casting and going over a couple of the men and the women that I did observe just from their interviews and what I picked up about them or what I kind of predict. Now, at the end of this video, I am going to give you my top 6 men and women. Let's get into the casting. So, first up, I am going to review all the guys first, and then I'm going to get into reviewing the women after them. I'm very good at discerning people. My friends will give me a picture, be like, hey Glennis, you know, I am dating this person. I want you to see a picture of them, tell me what you think. And I can look at a picture and be like, yeah, no, this ain't it. Or be like, yeah, I think so, but let me meet them in person. So there are a few people in their interviews that I was able to kind of break them down, and there are a few people that I feel like that I'm going to have to, you know, watch the shows and watch the episodes and see it how it's going to be. First guy I am going to talk about is Collin. Now, I do apologize, Collin, if I pronounce your name wrong, but I think you said Collin. Now, Collin is 38 years old. He is a bodybuilder. Collin calls himself the whole meal, not a snack, but the whole meal. It looks like he's very confident. He's super confident in himself, and he looks like he's gonna want a woman that's super confident in themselves as well. Collin is one I think I'm just gonna have to watch a little bit and see how he carries himself through the season. The second guy I want to bring up and mention is Rasheed. Rasheed is 42 years old. Now, I like Rasheed. Something about Rasheed I like. Rasheed has like professionalism, sorry guys, professional air about him. He's like, I would say kind of like me. I know he may not be a Sagittarius, but he can be kind of like me. Like, I'm laid back, I'm chill, you know, but I do have an outgoing side. But he also looks like he is very observant. So he's talking to you, but trust me, Rasheed looks like he's watching. The next person I want to get into is Brian. Brian, 35. So Brian says he has a 3-year-old daughter. He also said that when he had his daughter, he wasn't ready for love at that time. Now, I am not judging. I am not trying to judge. I'm not saying that they weren't confident or things can't change in 3 years, because I know myself, maybe a year and a half ago, I was like, no. Now I'm like, okay, I'm ready for this love thing. But 3 years ago, now you're ready? I'm not sure. But anyway, Brian says that he likes all kinds of women. You can be chocolate, light skin, short, tall, wear afro, straight hair, short hair, long hair. It seemed to me, just from him talking and the fact that he said he just loves a woman and whatever they are and whatever they represent, Brian seems like he is confident, or not confident, I'm sorry, looks like he is attracted to the confident woman. I know a couple guys that I've met that say they don't have a type. They're drawn by confidence, and I believe Brian is one of those. Now, here we have him, on an island with different women. I've seen the casting special, of course, and they're all different types of women on the show. And Brian, I don't know. I think Brian is going to be a little bit all over the place. I just got to watch him and see. I could be wrong, but I just got to watch him and see. The next guy I want to get into and talk about is David. David 36. David is the cowboy. David seems like he is sweet and authentic. He says he has trust issues. The reason why he said he's had trust issues is that he's stating that he's been cheated on multiple times. That will give you some trust issues. What I do want to say about David, well, one, I think he's cute because he got the beard, he got the chocolate skin. Everybody knows I'm a sucker for beards. But in his eyes, I see some insecurity, just a slight bit. Even in his interview when he was talking, he's confident, but there's a slight insecurity of thinking that he may come into this situation and be hurt again. I just don't want him to be taken advantage of, but I do really like David. Now, the next guy I'm going to get into, Jay. He's 43, real estate agent. I like how Jay carries himself. He carries himself in this sophisticated manner. Now, you got to be careful of them. They do have two sides. It looks like he got two sides. But Jay reminds me, or to me, I feel like Jay is what I would call a straight shooter. Meaning that Jay is going to let you know what it is and what it ain't. He looks like he's going to be upfront about everything. That's Jay. One more guy I want to get into a deep dive with is Raymond. Raymond is 52 years old and Raymond is a musician. Now Raymond, walking on the street, I would never thought Raymond was 52 years old if I was to see him. Looked like he's like in his mid-30s. Raymond did say that he did have a prior relationship. His girl or his girlfriend or significant other left him for a younger man, and it made him feel, some kind of way. If you go back and watch the casting special, one thing he did do or show us was his body. So he did say he took the time and did like a revenge body. So he wanted to get in shape to show her, hey, I can be your young guy too. Plus, David, look like, look that old. 5 kids though. He got 5 kids though. That's I can't talk, but he got 5 kids though. One thing I will say, and one thing he did talk about was in his relationship, I think he was traveling home and his pager went off. He used to wear pager, which means this relationship must have been in the 90s or something like that. But his pagers went off and his girl, choked them or something like that. Now, I will say this. You gotta be super confident to be with a musician, meaning that you got to be confident in yourself, and you got to understand that being a musician, a guy that's a musician, gets lots of attention from the ladies. You know what I'm saying? So if he's over there signing autographs and taking pictures, you just got to be confident and know that he's gonna come home, to you. Sometimes you can't stop them from doing what they do outside, but it takes a very confident woman to be with a musician. I don't know who he's going to match up with, but whoever he picks has got to be a confident woman. Also, I want to get into, I didn't do too much a deep dive with him, but I want to get into Chris. Chris is 42 years old, aka Mr. KG Smooth. I guess he's one of Houston's radio personalities. I do feel like he one of them people who's gonna approach you and be like, hey, I'm KG Smooth, right? He seems like he got a good personality, nice looking guy, in shape, which I noticed with all the guys this season, everybody is in shape. Everybody is super toned, 20 packs and everything. I just feel like I gotta watch him a little bit. Now, there's 3 other guys. I'm just going to list them. Anthony is 38. I call him Mr. Energetic. Then you have Sam, 36, who is the artist. And then you have Edwin, 39, who is the chef. Now, the reason why I don't have too much of a detail regarding them is because I can't read them quite yet. I feel like I have to watch them. They're people that, that seem like they give a certain type of interview, but you just kind of got to watch them a little bit. So I'll probably dive into them a little bit more as the episodes go on. I do want to get into the ladies. I want to give you a breakdown of the ladies. Guys, my throat's getting a little dry. I'm going to take a little sip. Now, these ladies are in no particular casting order on the special. I'm just going to get into it. The first lady I like to get into is Alicia. She's 38 years old. I noticed she stated she was married before. Alicia said that she was not going to work all day and then coming home have to cook and clean up after him. And then she also says that either men want a lot of sex or they want to marry too quickly. Now, I don't have no issue with the latter part of, want to marry you too quickly. Some men just know you the one, from the jump, or sometimes they know a good one when I see him. I don't have an issue with that, but not too much on Alicia. But Alicia, I got my eyes on you. But she just seems very confident, very confident. Now, the next lady I want to get into, her name is Joy. Joy is 38 years old. Joy reminds me in the eyes of a little bit of Alexis from season 2. I'm sorry, guys. Joy. Joy did say that she was married, and that after she got married, within a week, she called her pastor, and she told her pastor that she made a mistake. Now, after a week you didn't know, or you decided after a week you made a mistake, that brought up in me to kind of think when it comes to Joy that she may be not able to catch red flags quickly, or she might see the red flags and might, try to give them the benefit of the doubt, what I'm saying, to give them the benefit of the doubt that might change. I'm only going off of her statement. Now, I have been married before. I kind of may know how she was feeling. After I was married, maybe within the first week, maybe after the honeymoon, I remember waking up in the middle of the night looking at my then husband at that time saying, and I apologize if I offend anybody, but I looked at my then husband at that time and was upset saying, I'm stuck in this for a long time. Now, granted, I was about 22 years old when I got married, which was a long time ago, but I was about 22 years old. So at that time, the whole marriage thing was exciting. And then after the whole wedding was over and that honeymoon week was over, I felt like I made a mistake. Maybe that's the case within Joy, or as I feel like she may not be able to catch the red flags that quickly. This is just my breakdown of what I'm picking up or what I think. The next lady I like to talk about, her name is Denise. Denise is 39 years old. She is a track and field coach. Now, guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, I already know Denise is gonna be my favorite. Now, I'm not playing favoritism because we're both chocolate, but I do believe Denise is going to be my favorite. Now, I'm gonna tell you why. She reminds me a little bit about myself. Denise, in her interview, she's really calm, she's really chill, she's laid back, but she also looks like she will tell you what it is. She's gonna tell you to your face. She's gonna be like, you know what, if I'm not feeling this, I'm gonna let you know. I'm not gonna go to the next person and talk about you. I'm gonna tell you what it is, or I'm gonna tell you what I'm feeling. But she also has that, if you cross me, I'm gonna let you know, and the chill and the calmness is gonna be removed. And the next girl I would like to get into is Adriana. Adriana is 31. I think she's an ex football cheerleader. She reminds me of the sweet, professional, like news anchor, weather girl like. But I kind of like her. She seems very, very sweet. We just have to watch her more and see, how everything is going to play out and who she connects with. The next lady I like to get into, her name is Winter. Winter is 40 years old and she's a business consultant. Winter reminds me of Tamala Man a little bit. I don't know if it's because of the haircut, but the face. She's a cute girl, really cute lady. And what I pick up on her is she seems very sweet. She was married. Her and her husband at the time waited until marriage before they were intimate. She did say 3 weeks after they had been married that her husband started sleeping with his co-worker. Now, I don't know, ladies, 3 weeks later he started sleeping with his co-workers. And I think he was already doing it. Unfortunately, of course, she had to go through that heartache there. But I believe with Winter, I feel like she's really on here. Not saying nobody else is not. I'm not saying nobody else is not. but I feel like she's really on here ready to love. I want to break down Danny. Danny is 41. She stated she was on the show because she is dating for her daughter. But I pick up on Danny in her interview is that she's gonna be concerned about the guy she brings into her life. I'm not saying she's picky, but she's gonna be very peculiar. Like she's very particular. But she's gonna want the guy that's best for her and that's gonna be best in her life for her daughter. So she looks like she's gonna be very observant and she's just not gonna jump too fast at the first guy that might smile in her face. Next, ladies, as I stated before with the men, there are 4 ladies that I didn't give a total breakdown. Those ladies are Shay, who's 41. What I did pick up a little bit about Shay is that she likes confident guys. She did say she prefers the ugly guys, but it feels like if she's dating the ugly guys, it's because they're confident in themselves and they're gonna love her and treat her right. There is Naya, who's 42. Naya is the hairdresser and a beautician. There's Symone, who's 37, who is an attorney. She did say she's working on her micromanaging of her relationships. So we're gonna see how she interacts through this. And then there's Alex, that is 32. Now Alex, she seems to me like another sweet girl, like she's gonna keep it classy, that she's not gonna be too confrontational, but she just seems like a sweet girl to me. As I stated, those 4, I couldn't really deep dive into them, but I'm just gonna wait until the show goes on to kind of see how they are. Now, what I do want to get in now is my top 6 men and women that I think are gonna make it to the end. So my top 3 guys that I believe that's going to make it to the end is Brian, David, and Jay. It's just something about their personalities that I feel, and of course they're very attractive guys, but there's something about their personalities that I feel that's going to get them the most connections. Now my top 3 ladies. Now, I didn't quite get a final on my top 3 women, but right now I'm listing Joy, Winter, Adriana, or maybe Alex within those top 3. Now, I do want to say this season, most of the cast, they do seem like they're ready to love. Excuse me, guys, I gotta take a sip. Majority of the cast have children and they have been married before. Most people in the real world have children or have been married before. So I feel like this season is a little bit more relatable for me. Not only because most people kind of look like me, but the fact is we have most of them that have children or have been married before, which kind of fit like the real world to me, like real life, what I can relate to. So I look forward to seeing that. So again, guys, that is it. I just wanted to give you guys my breakdown of the cast for this season and just to kind of give you my predictions. They might change after I watch. Now, as I said before, look forward to another video for the first episode of Ready to Love. Now guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of the new videos that I'll be posting every week. Thank you so much for hanging with me and see you soon.